With ICE arrests surging in the United States, border crossings at record lows, and deportations in the hundreds of thousands since President Trump took office, all working to make good on his campaign promise.
We will not be conquered.
Some countries around the world may be following suit, moving to ramp up deportations of their own.
We've seen a worldwide shift toward more aggressive deportation policies.
In the United Kingdom, deportations jumped 21% last year, according to the UK Home Office, to the highest level in 8 years. Part of a growing right-wing movement against migration there, with rhetoric that mirrors Trump's.
British people are genuinely scared. Women are frightened to go into their towns alone.
The European Union also just enacted a controversial set of migration policies last month, overhauling its asylum system, echoing some restrictions seen in the U.S. One of the key EU provisions speeds up departures for rejected asylum seekers by automatically issuing return orders when their applications are denied. The European Parliament also greenlighting plans for overseas detention centers that the 27 member states need to formally approve. All of it drawing criticism from human rights activists.
The dehumanization of migrants and refugees, including in the UK, US, and many EU countries, is appalling.
In Australia, the government inked a deal with a tiny Pacific island, agreeing to pay Nauru more than $1 billion over 3 decades to house deportees who can't return to their home countries. And in the world's most populated country, an immigrant fight heating up as human rights groups accuse India of forcibly expelling mostly Muslim, ethnically Bengali residents to its neighbor Bangladesh without due process.
If they are here illegally, including from Bangladesh, we have laws to deal with them, and they'll be accordingly dealt with.
Even our neighbors to the north, who've been some of the most vocal critics of the Trump administration.
In a time of rising walls and thickening borders, we can demonstrate how a country can be both open and secure, welcoming and strong.
Canada nearly tripling deportations between 2022 and 2025. Part of the trend, forced displacement now at historic highs across the globe, according to the UN.
There's the traditional reasons for why people are migrating, war, persecution, and then there are the new factors like the climate crisis, which frankly isn't going to get better, it's actually going to get worse.
Are other countries inspired by America's immigration policies, or is it simply that American immigration policies are part of a global phenomenon?
I certainly believe that there is some causation as well as a correlation. The U.S. has always been a global humanitarian leader, and when the U.S. steps up, other countries respond, and when the U.S. steps back, other countries use it as an excuse.
But with the majority of Americans disapproving of President Trump's immigration agenda, the benefits and consequences of following in his footsteps will certainly have a global impact. Julia Ainsley, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.